Hello everyone, I'm Nathaniel Hoover, aka Flashman85, aka Gemini Laser, and you've been listening to Mega Man 6 Fortress of the Night by Vurez, or however you would like to pronounce that. And I'm going to pick up where I left off with Make a Good Mega Man Level Contest 2. I hope everyone has already showered and washed off all the ghost grease from last time. So, waiting for the game to load. So, fun fact, maybe it's not fun, but it is a fact nonetheless. I tend to get super anxious when I'm starting up live streams. Like, no matter how many or few viewers there are, how comfortable I am with a particular game, I always just get super antsy as things are starting, and then gradually start to get a little more comfy as I get into it. And I've been like this ever since high school when I was doing theater. I could always get very, very nervous just before I went on stage. And then I'd go on stage and I'd be like, okay, everything's fine, all good. I'm just bumping up the priority here of the game so that it maybe doesn't yell at me as much. Let's see, 30%. Slow progress, but progress nonetheless. I'm going to pick up where we left off. Okay, so we left off at tier pause the game and break it, tier 6. Yes, and we beat the boss. So we'll work from the end backwards. This is going to be another one of those, oh, actually, wait a second, I think I said I was going to change. I'm going to buy some stuff first. And then we will get to the game portion of the game. And I've already lost my... Your bolts are in the thousands, yes. I've already lost my train of thought. Because I can afford it, I'm going to upgrade to this one. And... let's see, 249 is... 249 is like just one shy of buying most of the costumes of any interest. Was it tier 3 had the thing? Oh, that's right, we unlocked another costume after the last stream. Or at the end of the last stream. Woo! So Nightman wasn't ready yet. I totally walked right by it, didn't I? Sorry. What do you mean the game is dead now? What happened? What happened? Near tier 5. Thank you. I knew it was one of the single-digit number of tiers. Costume! Okay, good. Let's see what we got. So, I can afford... Oh! Can't afford you. Or you. So I unlocked a costume by getting crushed by a crusher last time. And I'm pretty sure I know which one it is. Yes. Perfect. Yes, amazing. Perfect. Oh, I like that. Nice shiny trail. This is endlessly entertaining, thank you. What does this look like? Oh, this is making my evening, thank you. Yep, it's just the simple joys. So, as with the last 2 streams, I think it's only been 2 streams, I'm just playing this for the sake of playing through the game. I'm not attempting to show off or show anything off. Whoa! I'm just playing for my own entertainment, and I am opening up my office, because my computer is in my office, to be able to... So, I fought Cheat Man already, as Mega Man CX, you missed it last time. And we're gonna go with 35th. Patchy, just a nice level. Yeah, so this is just a casual stream. I'm not trying to... I'm not trying too hard to entertain or impress. So hopefully this will be entertaining, and if not, You know, there's other stuff going on Twitch. Or YouTube. Sure, there's stuff going on YouTube. This is delightful. I remember liking this level. Just, ow. Great place to get hurt. Just nice, straightforward kind of level. Whoa. But that kind of relaxing, fun... I've confused the bees. Can I scroll down the chat? I think I got scrolled a bit upward. Hang on a second. Let me see what you mean. I think chat looks okay on my screen. I asked Z-Saver if she'd like to join me, and I said, hey, I forgot, what about co-op mode? She just laughs at me and says, no. So maybe some other time, or maybe never. I like how the one-up helmet has feet. Go the top half later on. Ah, okay. Invisible ladder, you say. I knew that was coming. I mean, I've played this level before, yes, but I, don't remember everything. Ow. Hey! Where's my frozen snow? Well, I guess by definition it's probably frozen, but, not frozen in time! So wait, you said there is an invisible ladder near the ledge with the health pellet on it? Somewhere around here, mayhap? So you'll need to tell me, Pyro, where I'm supposed to be climbing this invisible ladder. Oh well. Top of the screen and use super arrow. Presumably left. Maybe. He's here. This walk cycle is great. I don't know if you've ever seen, I think, is it Solar Eclipse Official? I think has a video of Castlevania cheats, and one of the ones is of is something that completely messes up the walking animation, and it's wonderful. Okay, I did not notice a ladder that I could climb up there. Did I miss it? I'm just holding up. Whoa! Oh, good. Wait, how is anyone gonna find that out? Crazy. Thank you for notifying me of that. Whee! That's a solid wall that I can't jump through. I'll just stay here. It's safe here. Eh! I don't know how I salvaged that one. So the funny part is, I don't remember this section. I should have been safer and done a second jump there. That's okay. Ba-ba-ba-da. Yes, this is how we shall conquer this tier, with the greatest hero of all. Yep. Where's my flash? Here's my flash. Just be safe, get through the level. Already beaten it once, nothing else to prove. Plus, you know... What? No, no! Yeah, I don't need the extra tank that badly. Beautiful. Alright, so that was number 35. So let's see if I can navigate this and go in the correct order. 36! Duck Salmon Lava Factory. I think I might have said this the first time I played this before, but this is totally Gradi's music. You got me. Wait a second. Ow. Hang on. Bees for you. Bouncy bees. Haha. Ho ho. That's right, because this is like wine, right? And not actual lava. I think that's what we are determined. So that's a nicely hidden little tricky thing there. And I'm paying more attention to cracked walls and stuff because of Truffle Man. People informing me that Truffle Man was full of secrets I did not discover. I'm not doing particularly well against this one. Ah! Okay, what do you mean scroll down the chat, as Vile said before? I am looking at my screen and everything's just fine. Is anyone else having this issue? Weird. I am confused. I don't remember this enemy at all. Okay, so that did it. Well, I'm not looking in the Magmal 2 Discord right now. Alright, I will investigate again. The chat looks fine to me. I'm not going to mess with it. If it turns out that I post this on YouTube and it looks terrible, then, well, haha. You all win. And you can laugh about it later, but I can't really mess around and adjust things right now. It's gonna be bad. Mega Man donated the rest of his body to charity. Because, I mean, obviously, he doesn't need the whole thing. He's getting by just fine without this. I think what bugs me about these is that they don't look substantially different from any other kind of Met, and don't seem to have any kind of other indicator that Slash Claw should be particularly effective. Now, what was I thinking Sakugarne would be useful against this one for? Yeah. What? Mean. Sploosh. That was terrible. Oh, dum-de-dum. Yeah, those screen transitions. You know, try to lock your your screens into place with each other so that things don't shift as you're transitioning. Here's another challenge that would have been okay. You know, having to open up those platforms to have a way to defend against the enemy, except you can just stand on top of the ladder and take them out. This is better, because now you have to actually... And I guess maybe that was an okay introduction to the platforms if you've never seen them before. But, you know, here's a better use of them of... You need to fight off the tellies as you're climbing up. I want to know why nothing is damaging things that I feel like it should be damaging. Right, and I talked to you already. Oh, good. Boo-doo-poo. So... right. Now we're off to 37th place, quest mark with Duang. If you have not seen the stage before, have not played the stage before, beware that there is the potential for a jump scare halfway through. That took, I think, all of us by surprise. But I'm going to try not to trigger it. Now that I understand that this is one big reference to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is a show I have not seen. Perhaps I can appreciate the game, or the level, a little bit more, even though I can't fully appreciate the level, because I have no idea what it's referencing, really. That's always the trouble with referential levels, is if you don't get the reference, does the level still stand on its own as a decent level? Now, I'm going to see... No. I do recall reading the judge comments about the noble nickels being placed well, and I don't remember seeing any noble nickels anywhere, so I will try and be more attentive for those. Jump down the power lines. Ah! What a beautiful Duang! Yeah, I don't think I would have thought to jump down the power line. Well, I might have, because it's conspicuous. Like, if I had gotten through the stage, looked at the noble nickel count, and said, oh, I've missed some, I might have started throwing myself down random pits, and that would have been one of the ones that I would have eventually thrown myself down, but I feel like that's not right, and I like this. That's not so much clever and tricky as it is not clever and tricky. Here's another good use of these platforms. And that immediate reaction of, oh boy, there's an enemy, gotta take care of him right away. But there's enough of reaction time. You can actually take care of them. Right, do not look when I reach this place. So that sign means don't look left. Ow. Although I should have looked down. Now let's try and be safe about this. Right, I didn't. That's the jump scare I was talking about. The to be safe about this didn't work at all. All right, let's use some special weapons. Let's use some more effective special weapons. Do I have Well, that didn't do what I was hoping it would do. Alright, fine. Bat. Hey. And this is an interesting challenge. It's better once you know what you're supposed to be doing. Hey! I did not turn left! I did not turn left! I was holding down! Did the bats knock me off the ladder in the wrong direction? What is that? This is safer down here. I like this. I'll just hold right. You know, it's a little reminiscent, just in concept really more than execution, of that Super Mario RPG boss where you have your various buttons locked. Like, you can't use A now, you can't use Y now. And here it's kind of like you can't push left now. We're just gonna stand here. Good. Good, good. Shantae! Ah, Shantae! Whew. Now, was I supposed to do something here? I'm gonna stand here and be safe. I don't know if I'm actually supposed to blow him up or just go for the energy element. Because again, I don't get the reference. I don't know what I'm doing! Okay. Weehoo. Do. I was afraid to turn left out of getting out of the teleporter there. 38th, Mugman! Nitrogen Man! Well, which one is it? For the record, I don't know that I really... Oh wait, no, this is too much fun. Wee wee wee! For the record, I don't know that I actually want to switch to another skin after this one. This was a neat level. Just the... really putting a cohesive theme together. And all these different variants on things we've already seen. Oh, that's right, cracks in the floor. Let's pay more attention. I don't think the freezing was used to its fullest potential. Although maybe it just happened that I saw the bubbles coming up. I was wondering what was going to happen there. Because now we're getting into some of the stages that aren't necessarily as memorable. Automod? Why Automod? I don't think I enabled Automod. Oh, I see why we're talking about Automod. No, you are free to say whatever you feel you need to express. I prefer that you try and keep things family-friendly, because I am attempting to make this accessible to the widest possible audience. So just be respectful toward other people. You are welcome to PM me, Flitter. Oh! I may need to use special weapons to cross that gap. No, I'm good. I'm good. That's such a satisfying upgrade. So in case I haven't made it clear, you know, I've been talking a lot about individual levels, but not the game as a whole. I'm really enjoying this. This is fun. Oh, I wonder if that X is like a secret room. that I missed. I forgot Showman was even in this. Oh. This fight is so much better with a charge shot! I bet that is a secret room. Maybe we established this before. But yeah, if I haven't talked about this... Oh, maybe not. I am enjoying this game. I am having fun with this entire game. 39th place, Schmid-Kalkin Crystal Lab. I remember not liking this one. It's an empty secret room. Might be worth going back for just for the fun of it at some point. Or at the very least, having some severe difficulty getting through parts of this. Like, duh, I know better than that. Go down, shoot the guy, climb back up, jump from the top where it's safer. Safer. Yeah, Wheel Cutter having infinite ammo would be good. Or just drop down and shoot the guy. Got kind of a Biohazard theme going on with a couple levels in this game, you know? Ha! I defy you and use Super Arrow. Okay. Now. Let me remember if this was a dumb. Yep, it was a dumb. I thought it might be. I mean, the graphics are cool, even though it doesn't feel particularly Mega Man-y. It, still looks good. That's true. I do have Sakagane. Although, I don't believe... maybe you can jump high enough to get back over that. Actually, no. Yeah, I was looking, and this looks a little tall to be able to bounce back over top of it. Maybe you can. Although I guess I could have been safer with that and used Wheel Cutter to pull myself up if it turned out I couldn't jump back out. Yeah, all of these walls that look like you should be able to go through into the next room. But it's just there. What works against you? Not that. Boing. Okay. Okay. This one we just run really quickly, and then... Oh, not quite. Okay. So, again, not trying to do a sample, not necessarily going for entertainment, just for my own ability to play this and have fun with it. So I'm going to play this until I hopefully beat it. Yeah, okay. This would have been an easier introduction to those, I think. Yeah, I must have been getting tired when I played this before. Hopefully there's a checkpoint around here somewhere. Yeah, we'll just stand there. This is an attractive look. Oh, did I miss something? Was I supposed to slide all the way up the right side? I feel like they could have hidden something there. You again! So use your secret weakness, which is not bees. There we go, your secret weakness. Your secret weakness. Good. Good. Boo-de-boo. Okay, good. I didn't miss anything. Huzzah. Yeah, that was better that time, but still not my favorite in this tier. 40th! Zealdak! Joe Man! Alright. And basically Slash Claw the whole time, right? No, wait, not yet. Wrong. Defense! Well, it makes sense that Tier 6 is the really divisive tier, because you've got all of the... You just keep facing that direction. Because these are the rankings where you don't necessarily have to have all of the judges in agreement for the level to be really well ranked. Because you can have one person who loved it, one person who was kind of okay with it, and then other people who hated it, and that would rank about Tier 6. Or the equal parts absolutely love it, absolutely hate it could be around this part as well. So it makes sense that this is the divisive tier. Okay, I will try to beat Joe Man R, and I have enough E-tanks and an M-tank, so... should be good. Whoops! I thought my fully powered Buster Shot would actually take him out. I'll wait. Well, thanks for joining. Wait, this is not the main path? Where am I supposed to be going? Okay, I'm supposed to be going down that way. Oops! Actually, I don't need that one. Alright, chat, you can provide your own commentary. I don't really have anything else to say right now. It's challenging to come up with lots of conversation, you know? Because how many hours and hours and, like, days worth of live streaming have I done in my life about Mega Man in particular? Not to mention this specific game. Kerfoom! Whee! face is backwards. Actually, that would be hideous. Yeah, these reflective boxes are a nice touch. I like using them as just regular challenge platforms. Oops! Game lag for just a split second there. Totally fair enough. Muck that one up. And the plan here is to keep playing until I feel like stopping. Ah! So I don't know how long ago. Another hour, 2 hours. Hard to say. Whoa. Right, this was the one. Where I did this, or something like an unto such. That's okay. For that nickel, to the left up ahead, rush jet. Ah, I remember getting hung up on this one. I'm glad that didn't deflect off. I always forget if it does that or not. Oh no! It looks like a boss door that you should be able to go through, but I'm pretty sure you can't destroy these with anything. Not that this is going to work. Why would that work? Okay. Anarchy, don't flash people. You are not supposed to do that. Oh boy. Watch me gently nudge myself off the cliff. I think this is fun. This is fine. I have no problem with this level. Oh, you beat him to it. Well. Huh. Thought I was just out of range. That's okay. Oh, back here. Oh, we have someone just joining chat. What happened to Mega Man? Unless we were criticizing my playing and saying, what happened to Mega Man? He exploded. He's not supposed to do that. Well, he does when I'm playing as him. Actually, let's go up here and refill. The important thing. I know. Now, why did I do that? Because I'm getting lazy. That's why. Can't afford to get lazy. I think I'm starting to lose patience. Because I am, as I've stated on many occasions, an impatient gamer. And needing to delicately dance around the bombs and wait for the Joes to drop their shield. Oh, and get caught on the ladder so I can't do much of anything. It wears my ability out to stand around patiently. There's nothing wrong with these challenges, it's just that I'm starting to get antsy. Woohoo! How many noble... Look, Binary, you don't need to be rude about it. I have 83. I'll get to, Nightman... Oops, that wasn't quite right. Get to Nightman after this level. Yeah, this isn't a matter of frustration, though I do sometimes play a little hastily when I get frustrated at levels. Oh, that's right, there's a long way to go for this one. Right. Now, where were we? Here we go. Back to the part that got me before. I will play it extra safe. Ease. Work. Yay! It's the door! I don't trust you. Oh, that's a shame. In the dev kit, you could use /Clon Eddie, and he got slashed apart and just exploded with power-ups everywhere. It was glorious. And I do like that this boss uses the same kinds of attacks that you've been dealing with all game. Or, all game, all stage. And that there is a clear pattern here, I just need to get better at dealing with it. Whoops! Did not have as much clearance there as I thought. Maybe I wasn't close enough to hit him or something? Possibly. Legend, you may go ahead and try and show those no damage suggestions to me. What I'll probably do, though, is I'll probably sit and stew on them off-stream when I have more time to think. It's always just a little ahead of me. I need to get better about. Oh! Standing on a bomb, not a safe strategy. Cardinal Man, yep, sounds reasonable. Rush City, I actually don't remember. Combust Man, Alien Temple, yeah, that makes sense. Volcanic Furnace, okay. Changeable Cavern, sure. Blaze Man, alright. Oh! Reading chat, not reading the boss's patterns. And I keep doing that same thing. Alright. This get closer to him strategy is not working as well as I was hoping. A small part of the chat is cut off stream approximately one line. Thank you for finally clarifying exactly what the problem is, because people are like, chat's cut off. And I'm reading down there, I'm like, no, it's not. I see. I understand now. Okay. Just for you, because people keep pestering about it, and now I understand what you're actually pestering about, I'm going to try to drag this up without ruining everything. How is that? Is everyone happier? Twitch changed something, so my window capture of, hang on, almost done. so my window capture of the chat is not as nice and neat and together as it used to be. Or maybe I changed, like, the adblock plugin that... But anyhow, it's different from how it used to be. Alright, after this one I'm going to start using special weapons. Okay. So presumably Slash Claw works, but let me know if we have a better suggestion. Okay, good. Yeah, Slash Claw, that's what I thought. So this is the Joe-Box! Not to be confused with the Jukebox. I may go right for a various Joe Man R challenge nickel thing. Yeah, I know that the chat snapped back to the wrong offset when I switched screens because I have the, Sorry, I suddenly got in the zone. I'm gonna stop talking for a second. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Ah, I hesitated. I'm gonna E-tank just to be safe. Yeah, so I have the camera set to look at the Twitch chat window that I have and record that, and that's a separate thing for each scene that I have. It's not just one chat window that stays consistent, so if I adjust it on one, I need to adjust it everywhere, which is why I didn't want to do that so quickly. So, yes, make sure to get the nickel when I beat this bad boy. Ow. Okay, now we are using the Slashy Claw. Jeez Louise. I don't know how to dodge that. Maybe wheel cutter on the wall if I know it's coming? And I know I'm living in the Stone Age that I'm doing a window recording instead of using that plugin that people told me about like last year. This is a little obscene. Okay, fine. I think I can take one more hit. New costume available! Now let's get the nickel. So we want to go through the door, right? We want to go through the door. Good. I think I didn't mess it up this time. Yes, okay, good. And now we continue. 40-second Prime Pasta Wily Coaster! Yeah, I did something. I do feel accomplished after that. I see these canisters now. When I was first applying graphics to my Mega Man fan game that I'm working on, Ojo's! I was using those background canisters with a slightly different color as foreground objects that you could stand on. They have since been swapped out for other things. Unless I've completely forgotten what my game looks like, in case. Look forward to seeing some of those. Whoop! Helps if I don't get caught on the ceiling. Holy cow! Those are many pickets. Very fast. Oh, right. Wrong. I feel like there should be something there. That totally backfired. Zoop. Yeah, I've always had trouble with Pickman, or Pickleman, if you prefer. Nice comfy cozy clouds. This looks like the right answer. Oh, don't screw up. Oh, good. What? Don't chase me! And I seem to recall that there was nothing of interest up there. Whoop. That's right. I skipped level 41. Sorry, again, we've established time and again, I'm really bad at navigating these tiers. And navigating these, gumdrops of death, apparently. Wow. It feels weird to be starting back here because we've had a graphical shift in a new area with different kinds of gameplay, so it feels weird to go back to this kind of middle of the previous section. Cutting a little close there. Like, here should be a checkpoint, because this is clearly a new area, new types of challenges. I was getting too, I was rushing too much. Doo-doo-doo-doo. That is not the one that I was intending to hit, but okay. Oh. Yeah, this is just a little too far back for that, especially when you start throwing in a lot of instant death. And it's not just the presence of instant death, it's how easy is it to fall into instant death. And also I'm running out of flash stopper. Thank you! It's like you were listening. And yeah, dual satellite's a good idea. Not sure why I didn't think of that. Because it's like one of the best Mega Man weapons ever. Why would I not be using this all the time? Bees are also good. I am trying to, you know, cut back my bee intake. Or my bee output. Ow. Up! You are just not convenient. Boing, 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 ding. Boom, boom, blang. Oh! Away we go! Whoops! Sorry, I was reading chat. I almost missed these. That would have been sad. Then it would have been less of like Wily Coaster and more like Rush Jet the whole level. And if I had a fire weapon I could use here, and make it into Wily Toaster. Oh! Did not think you were within range. I'm trying to go the pacifist route here. And also the don't walk, or just walk, don't jump route. So basically I'm doing the worst possible job of playing this level right now. Oh well. I missed another nickel? Where did I miss another nickel? I'm dying for you, so that you can show me where the nickel is. It's an odd placement. So yes, do tell me where I can find this nickel. Down here? Beautiful. And you know how I knew there was a nickel down there? Because this has black along the bottom to indicate it's a bottomless pit, and this does not. So thank you for doing it. Alright. I was thinking that might actually hit the missiles. That's a surprise. That's terrible. I'm a bad player. It would be fun putting in the transparent skull icon. Actually, transparent skull icons would mean that you could see right through them, so maybe you wouldn't notice their icons at all. Translucent, sure. Alright. Let's try this. Well, that kind of works. At great cost! Haha! But I like that the cloud bullet enemies will not permit you to just cheese your way through here with Jewel Slatolite. Ow! Alright, so I missed a level, you say. So that was 42. Oh! Keep doing that. Press down to slide over that. 41. Changeable Caverns, Martian Geek. Alright. Boop-de-boop-beep-boo. Diddly-bop-boop-boo. I probably could have stood on that platform. Yeah, I remember seeing this level in the contest. I'm like, oh no. Somebody else who's using all the same enemies that I used in my stage. No. That's true. Someone might not have noticed that I'm going backwards. That was terrible. Yes, Armored Armadillo, you're correct. Also, I haven't said so yet, but I am excited to see some names in chat that I haven't seen before, that I haven't seen in a long time, so welcome to all of you. Very glad to have you here. I was trying to live stream at a different time than I usually do. This one being, you know, for those of you watching on YouTube, you're like, it's 5 in the morning for me. This being later in the evening than usual. Well, boo. I probably could have done that up there. Alright. I don't remember that being so difficult before. What is wrong with me? Or I could also just, you know, land down there and use super arrow or something to get past it. I think the strategic side of my brain is shutting down. I've still got all that innate, oh look, I can jump and shoot ability, but all of the other strategy that's involved in playing a Mega Man seems to be lacking right now. And I do play Mega Man very strategically. It might not always show here, but you know, I kind of pick things apart like a puzzle, like, what's the most efficient way for me to get through here, and strategizing about it. What am I doing? Yeah, trying to stream at a different time, just to get, you know, give an opportunity for other people in different time zones, work schedules, school schedules, whatever, the chance to join. If I didn't have to work a day job, I would be streaming at all sorts of bizarre hours of the day, which I try to do when I'm on vacation. Right! Go to Nightman after this level. I had been waiting in between tiers to go to Nightman, but it might be worth it to make an excursion. And I'm up enough with bolts that I don't need to worry. Okay, fine. Yeah, I like these. And so, going along the theme of enemies that I used in my level, for Magmal 2 here, I almost used those platforms too. I really wanted to, but my level started to go in a different direction from how it was, and I figured they were less relevant. They felt more spacey to me than they felt drill and earth, so I decided to leave them out, but I was really close to using them in my level in the original concept that I had for it. I'm kind of sorry that I didn't, because I think they would have gone over better than the boulders falling from the ceiling, even if they're not, even if they don't fit quite as well with the theme. Doo-doo-doo. That's nice of you to say, Mini Macro. Alright, so, remembering the numbering, 41st. Oh, we're going to Nightman! We're going to Nightman! It's official! Who is hanging out outside the sewer. Because that's exactly where you want to put an open sewer, right outside a bar. Weep. Ah! I can feel that you have no ability to voice act tonight. 80 nickels. This reward is very valuable. Take the energy saver. Thank you. Actually, this will be good. Oh, and all the costs of special weapons have been halved. Good, good. So talk to Reggae to learn more about it. Maybe that's what I'll do. And I got some bolts, so maybe I'll buy another upgrade. Cool. That's good. I like that. Alright, so I can basically buy a bunch of stuff now. And I'll try and save a little bit for another costume change later. I will go back and get this one, but I'm saving for costumes. And Megavile, the next time I am planning on changing costumes, I will go in and see your new creation. We were at tier 6. Let's Let's not walk away from Tier 6 now that we're here. Like I said, Jupy, I'm saving money for costumes, but I will buy out the shop in due time. Unless it unlocks a whole new tier of stuff to buy, in which case, I don't know if I need costumes. Like I said, I'm perfectly happy working with this one. Alright, now, where would we be? We would be... Oh, is that it? Is that it for this tier? Okay. I'm so used to people telling me, you missed half the stages in this tier, that I just felt the need to go back. Well, wait, stop. Probably don't have enough to buy another costume, but let's see what happens. So let's go to not Nightman, costume shop. Everything's blending together. Flutter, are you messing with me? I need to go back to Tier 7. I'm sure I do. I know there's stuff I missed. So what's new? I don't know if I can no damage Alien Temple this stream. It depends on if that's in the rotation. I forget what tier that's on. Okay, I will probably play as Joe. Because I think that's it for now. Yeah. Alright, Joe it is. I feel like I'm seeing these guys everywhere these days. Oh, I feel like maybe I need a shower now playing as this guy. Well, maybe it'll be just desserts. Good revenge. Nice. Hey, I want to look up without talking to anybody. Oh, I like the eye action. I like that there's a ceiling here. For some reason. Alright, now we're actually going to Tier 5. So, let's go back to the top, face it off against Dabus. Have I seen you before? Bah! Humbug! There goes the last of my change to that dreaded city war machine. I say it's rigged. Oh, interesting. So they kind of inform you that City War is playable. But that's not where I meant to go, but we're here now. A lot of stuff happens when you go to the bathroom machine spray. Just don't do it too often. I can't afford to grow too many more limbs. Safety first, kids! This is how we should play all levels. Press up on the Polybius machine. Oh yeah. Yes! This is the one... Ah, boo. That had all those missing floors. Disappointment. And I think for safety's sake, and for the sake of moving this along, I am just going to... Oh boy, probably run out of energy before I get there, huh? I guess I can also use, that other thing that goes horizontally. The super arrow. Okay, we are going to... Oh. Yeah, that there's solid ground underneath me. Oh, good. Bum, 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 bum. I missed it. Wait. Nothing is safe even if it looks safe. I do regret having going through... Oh, good, I did it. I do regret jumping into so many of the secret areas during my announcement live stream. If I had known that there was going to be a gap between the announcements and the release of the game, I would not have jumped into so many of the secret things. Because I think there was a certain point when it was difficult to continue resisting the temptation to watch a playthrough video. Is this the one we're talking about? Polybius! Polybius, huh? This game is weird looking. I don't feel so good. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? This is not nice. Yes, okay, this is appropriate. Joe versus Joe. Right, another one of those bosses that hangs out on the ceiling. Nope. And I think somebody said this is a reference to something, but oh good, that works. But I still don't recognize it. I don't know, this is just kind of annoying to me. Maybe I should be laughing hysterically, but... Good. Tier 5 boss. So you want me to combine beer with gaming? That doesn't sound safe. 43rd, Corey Blue, Starman Recreation, or Recreation. Wait. Oh, it looked like, it looked like I had like a jetpack trail on me or something for some reason. Voodoo. Ow, right, this stage. Bleak. And now we wait, and now we move! Nice one up. Though I would like this skin more if it actually had a built-in shield, but then it would be less of a skin and more of a different character. Up! Wee! Okay, good. Well, it does look like he's got a shield behind his back, you see. Because he kind of does. That's okay. Wait, I didn't think. Oh, I didn't think. I remember that being a problem. I started to, and then I swung around too soon. That's okay. No, I like Aurora Man more than this. Because this one, in addition to being ho-hum, has a couple design issues. Okay, that's how we do it. And drop. And slide! Right. And I can't remember which way I should be going, so go up and down the ladder, because that's the one that at least... that was not helpful. You can go back down a ladder, whereas you may not be able to turn left again once you go right through a screen. I'm liking this Joe Man skin. This is good. Or this Joe skin, rather. Should I be going down? Well, didn't have to, fortunately. That's always weird, where it's like, there's clearly a challenge here, so you should fight the mini-boss, but if you completely avoid the challenge, you actually get rewarded. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. Take you out again. Well, bees were not my intent, but bees is what you get. Whoop. I feel like I should be able to jump behind those up and find something. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Kinda looks creepy in that color palette, gonna say. I kinda need me in real life standing down there with Neptune, and, you know, kinda looking up and down with wire adapter or something. 44th place, AWD 42, AD 2101. So many letters and numbers smashed together. You just stay down in the spike hole there. Huh. That is every combination of buttons I didn't think I was pressing. Now. No arguing in chat. Unless there was a noble nickel hiding in that that question mark container, but I don't think there was, but I think I just missed one on the previous screen. Oops! Oh well. Yeah, this was really visually confusing. And not just confusing, but a little challenging to take in all at once. Like, now that we've transitioned into the dark kind of thing, okay, fine. I do like the idea of the upside-down laser challenge. I don't think it was really necessary to completely borrow from Quickman's stage in a stage that isn't clearly like a Quickman tribute. Right, that's nice. Oops. I don't think this is going to give me the height that I need. Can you? Okay. Cutscene! Right, Pharaoh Man. That was the worst time to jump. Glad we discovered that. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, and hang tight for a second. I'm going to see if my wife wants to join us. She's the designer of this next level. So hang tight for just a second. Okay, so my wife, Z-Saber, has said that she doesn't feel as much like a special guest anymore because she appears frequently enough. So I welcome, what was the term that I used for you before? My mundane fixture, Z-Saber? So this is whatever-ist place a Mega Man for all seasons. It's going to be hysterical if you just sit there the whole time and don't actually say anything.
Okay, so I had... My plan for this level was something that I haven't seen before in a Mega Man level, was to do the same section, changing with the seasons. So here, it starts off in the fall season, so you have all sorts of kind of Halloween and deathly things. Oh, you're not even going to talk to him?
Well, I've played this before. I can't go back.
Fine. So that was my main conceit for this level, was to have it change with the seasons. I also wanted to do a level that only I could do, as a non-Mega Man person. So I wanted something that was historical and educational, because those are two of my passions. Is education and history, and learning about history. So I decided to do one that tied into the glorious pun, A Mega Man for All Seasons, which was a tip of the hat to the movie A Man for All Seasons, which was based on the life of Thomas More, who was a real historical figure. And he was a fascinating person because he was, you know, yes, he was important to Catholicism, but that's not why I decided to make this level. I find his humanist writings very poignant and still apt today. I find his political writings very apt to what's going on in our country right now. You'll notice I cherry-picked a lot of the quotes in here, and they all kind of relate to modern politics as well. His warnings are just as important today as they were back then. And so that's really what I was going for here, was to show that history does repeat itself, and that these messages are still important today. So, read the quotes, take them to heart. They're all from his Utopia, which was a secular writing of his, because in addition to being a humanist, he was also a lawyer, a philosopher, a very interesting person. So I wanted to share a little bit of that. If you've never been exposed to his writings before, go check him out.
And I forget what we have and haven't talked about before on this level, because it's been a while since we played through this for the announcements live stream. But I think you were also mentioning about how you tried to get the timing right for those quotes relative to the seasons.
No.
No?
That's something I made up.
Okay. I keep thinking that's true.
No, it's not true. but I wanted them to flow naturally one after the other, so I put them in a somewhat logical order. They're not in
non-chronological order.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, they're all from the same work, Utopia. So for summer, I wanted to kind of have a beach theme, fire theme, bugs. There's a graduation thing because graduation happens in the summer. So all of the enemies, even though they look disjointed, do relate in some way back to the season. Fire things it's hot in the summer. Playing with balls because we play volleyball in the summer.
Oh, and this level was also featured in Rock, Paper, Shotgun.
That's true, which they completely missed the point of it. But that's alright. Because they thought that I was like a hardcore Catholic, which I'm not. And I just want to point out that that quote is a tip of the hat to the fact that we don't really know what his last words were, because he's credited with saying a lot of really witty, sassy things, mostly about his beard. Because he was a witty, sassy person, people expected that he just said something funny and witty when he died. So Victorians attributed a lot of things to him that are not true, but that quote that's in there is one of the things that they wanted him to have said that he didn't actually say. And I would also like to point out that that guillotine was built entirely using assets within the game. I selected up to 1 pixel blocks to try to piece it together just right, because I wanted to use the graphics in a way that no one else was going to do. So I didn't just do 16 by 16 tiles. I actually pieced together everything that's in there.
You have a question about who did the music for Mega Man for All Seasons.
So I found a what is it, Family Tracker?
Yeah.
I found a Family Tracker version of the song that somebody else had put together of like the actual music in a Family Tracker file. And then I went in and I personally created all new instrument sets, so there's not an instrument set in there that's from anyone else. Everything in there is something that I created. And then I played around with the tempo, I played around with where the rests were, and rewrote a couple of things, changed the key of a couple of things. So all of that was me just fiddling like a dunce in a tracker.
Oh, and someone was asking about why no invincibility frames on Camuso Man, so he doesn't flash invincible for a few moments after you hit him.
I wanted to make it easier.
You wanted to make a level that you could beat.
Yes, my other goal in that level was to make one that I personally, having 0 platforming skills and being a national disgrace to platforming,
fist
could
bump.
beat. Yay, fist bump.
Okay. Anyhow, keep going.
Anything else that people are curious about? Yeah, it's totally average. I am not a Mega Man player, I'm an RPG player. I can't platform to save my life.
Oh, and you're
I entered on a whim and managed to get 40-something place. Like, this... I was happy to not be 81st. Of course it's terrible.
46 place, Quint Boy, Quint Stage. Thank you for joining us, everybody who's leaving, and everybody who's here still and has chosen not to leave. Thank you for not leaving. Pretty sure this is another one of those, but I'm going to be smart and use this time. Okay, good. But yeah, and I think I talked about the playtesting of Mega Man for All Seasons. Dope! You got me, that was fair. But we had so much fun trying out all... Or actually, she had so much fun trying out all of the different enemies, and then just throwing them at me and saying, is this playable? Is it physically possible to get through this right now? And I'm like, nope!
I think I've said this before, but my favorite was when I had a bunch of those, like, skull worker things on platforms, because I thought that they were turrets and would just stand there and shoot at you.
The ones from Mega Man 6.
And then I had a bunch of those blocks that are 4 pieces that fly together
From Mega Man 4.
Create a platform, and I thought it was just a 4-block sized platform. And so you fall into a space as the platforms come together underneath you, and a bunch of skullworkers jump on top of you, and it was just a beautiful mess. So that did not make it into the final version.
I am suddenly not jumping as high as I thought I would be. Wee. Oh, and people were asking about why I keep falling down bottomless pits. Like, why would I do that? People were asking Z about playing two-player co-op.
No. Unless you just want to see a whole bucket of fail. Because that's what I can deliver. Give me an RPG, I can do something for you. Give me a puzzle game, I can do something for you.
Or a hog.
Or a hog, yes, I am the queen of hogs. I'm actually currently playing Monster Hunter 3.
Ultimate!
Yes, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate! I think the Ultimate is because it's got bagpipes. So, I'm having quite a lot of fun bashing things with a metal bagpipe.
You have a question in chat. Do you not want to do Coop because you're bad at platforming? Not bad at platforming?
I am extremely bad at platforming and even worse at platforming.
Ah! Oh, that's right. His own blades do maximum damage against him, so of course it's highly reasonable to, I feel like maybe there's a secret down there. Highly reasonable to bounce one of his own shots back at him and destroy him instantly. I totally approve. And I feel like maybe I should fall down that hole and find another noble nickel there. Okay, nope. Figured I'd try.
Mega Man, you're done with
yes,
it.
yes, I know you meant to say
Mega
bad at platforming. It's just hard to resist a fun typo.
I'll give you my PayPal account. You can send me $99.99 and then I'll play.
Oh good, this level has no nickels. Thank you. I should probably look into that before I start going back into these levels.
I like your little wiggle dance as you ride on the platform.
I thought you were talking about me in real life.
Yeah.
Which is the other skin that I was wearing. You missed it. I may need to change back for you.
No, that's alright. I'll watch it on repeat.
Okay, well. Herp! Safety. Safety first. Lack of safety. Lack of safety second. Oh, sneaky. Gonna trap me in here with your yarn. I suppose that makes sense. The levels that didn't score as well, you know, potentially being by people who didn't have as much experience with level design, and maybe didn't know what to do with the nickels. Oh! Didn't quite do that one. The shop is closed in co-op mode, so it's not co-shop mode then, I guess. You know, I can use special weapons. I don't need to be, because I feel like everybody does Buster only, but, you know, it's efficient. It's the way that I am accustomed to fighting these bosses. Whoa, whoa, whoa! And also, fill in your background behind the boss door there. Because there were some missing tiles there. Here I might actually use nickels. Or, I might use nickels. I might throw my nickels at the bosses. Oh! Ouch! So if you were a robot master, who would you be?
I'd be Toadman, because I'm not intimidating and I like his dance.
I find Toadman intimidating. I can't tell you, man, how many times he's beaten me up. 47th place, M9M, Electam! Oh, the loading game.
I also really like Rain.
It does have that soothing quality when you're indoors. And you're one of those naturey, outdoorsy type people who sometimes enjoys running around in the rain, you know, getting caught in the rain and drinking pina coladas and whatnot. I recall not liking this stage very much. Wheel cutter, haven't used that in a while. Right, because I didn't notice what was going on in the background with the number counting down, for one thing. That felt a little too subtle for me. Okay, let's hope we go down. Well, we're going down either way. Let's just hope we continue going down and not just end it right there. Now, I'd be more impressed if those little sparks electrified the water.
Well, he's not plugged into anything.
Oh, the fan! The wind is blowing too much! Do-do-do-do. Was I supposed to go down there? Or was that just for decoration? Yeah, this is another one of those stages that's throwing me off, because I'm like, I don't know which direction I'm actually supposed to be going. I feel like I just played this screen. Also, hi, I'm standing on nothing. Is it done already? I guess so, okay. There's two Gemini men now. I hate arcade games. I love arcade games. Maybe he was two of them before, I don't remember. 48th place, Game Trooper Volcanic Furnace. So this is the one of the ones, I believe, that you said I could get through without taking any damage, yes? Whoops, well, guess that's not happening here. I'll go back and do this when I actually remember what's on here to dodge and avoid. There's always been two Gemini Mans? Okay, that's fine. Button has to jump when I ask it to jump. Jump! Thank you. Music's groovy. Although I have my headphones on, so Z-Saber can't hear any of it.
I'm gonna go back out.
Go back and hunt some monsters?
Yeah, I need to capture an Arzuros alive.
Oh.
And I'm bad at traps.
Okay. And now I'm back all by my lonesome again. I'm kind of with you about harboring a a deep whatever for the mastery challenges. I'm not particularly fond of them, because if I've gotten to the point where I can no damage a level, then it's, you know, that's a mark of personal achievement. Like, I love this game enough that I have played it to get to the point where I can do this, and that's me after years, in some cases. Okay, what works against you? Probably that. But you know, that's me after extended practice for my own personal gain, not because the game tells me, well, obviously, you should be able to get good enough to not fall in that lava pit. Wow, that really threw me for a loop. Huh. I thought I was just going to fall in the pit, so I was trying to move left to get myself back on the safety platform. Oh well. These are not hard platforms, I'm just not playing them well right now. Triple blade on a big eye. That's a good idea. I would be all over cloning myself, because there's so many projects that I would love to be working on, and only so much of me to be dedicating to them. Again, that issue with it not being entirely clear which way I need to go. I was just reading that as background decoration and not actually the path that I should be traveling on. I did not get through there fast enough. Yeah, I'll come back to the stage eventually, but yeah, Rush Jet, Flash Stopper, that sounds all very reasonable for this. But I don't like that expectation that that the game expects you to become good enough to clear all of the, you know, X amount of stages without taking any damage, or to get through the whole game without dying. Okay, maybe, but you know, any of those perfectionist type runs, I feel like that's asking a lot of the player, especially if there's anything really attached to them, like if they unlock something. Because I feel like that's above and beyond what you should be required to do. 49th, Mini Macro, Maze of Significantly Less Death. Oh, I completely agree, Legend. I trust your unbiased opinion on this mini macro. I'm still hyper excited and curious. Curious is the word that I used. Hyper curious. Ouch! To see the Wily stages. Good, checkpoint. I am far more forgiving of things that blindside you if you're able to just jump right back into the game. This music is good. I like this music. Like the game that it came from, too. Why am I even bothering to go here? I was actually listening to the sound of my own parts hitting the wall. I was actually listening to the VVVVV soundtrack. Ow. What? No, stop that! Don't do that! That was so bad. Why would you do that? listening to the VVVVVV soundtrack at work on loop for a while. I'm sure I've said this before, but I have an editing job, so... Oh, I missed it. It's good to have instrumental music that I don't need to think about and can just leave on loop while I'm focusing on words. And, this is a good choice for me every so often. Right, let's get back out. Doing show-offery while still going through levels without knowing the whole thing. That would be silly. Yeah, it's weird. Mini-Macro, you're saying that one of your teleporters there wouldn't work for some reason. And I had that with the dev kit, too. I think I mentioned, or at least alluded to, the platforms from... the scrolling platforms from that one Wily stage in Mega Man 3 where they come out the right side, then go back out the left side. Sort of like, you know, old arcade games and Atari games, that kind of thing. And I just could not get them to work consistently, depending on the screen and the layout. So let's see how many we have. We have almost all of them. This is where you teleport back in if you die. Oh, am I on a different tier and I haven't switched skins? I'm sorry. I did this one. Did I not go left? I'm obviously not paying attention, I'm just having fun. Who needs to pay attention when I'm having fun? I'm just kind of getting into this nice little atmospheric groove with the music here. Comfortable gameplay. That's an interesting challenge. I do like that. It does kind of demand... Well, actually, no, it doesn't. It just needs a faster trigger finger than I have, and a little bit more planning about what you're doing. Oh wait, no! No, I played me in real life for tier 6, and I'm playing Joe for tier 5, so we're good. 50th place, Parmesan! Holy carp! Mega Man can air slide! So I have the family-friendly filter on for the language, and they changed it to carp. Oh, they actually did. That makes me happy. Right.
Jump, jump.
Okay.
Fly, fly.
Oh, I need to remember how to do this. this is... I'll see if I'm in better spirits now that I know what I'm in for. But this is, as of the last time I played, easily my least favorite stage in the contest. Because it messes with the core game mechanics and doesn't... You know, if you've never played Rockman 5 air sliding or anything along those lines, it takes more of an adjustment to get used to what you're actually supposed to be doing here. And the lack of background makes it more challenging than it should be. A couple of these jumps are a little too tricky for their own good. The fireball things were problematic. Air slide with Sakugarne. That's fun. Oh, I thought it did. The block snake part. Wow, okay, didn't make it. Oh, right, because I needed to slide in the air. Right. Good! Works once in the air before it runs out. Okay, well, I'm probably not going to master that because I'm already having difficulty as it is. And I believe, yeah, all of the useful utilities are disabled. I forget if I want to go down that hole. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this whole mechanic is so unintuitive to me, and it doesn't always... I can't always get that double jump. That was good. Okay. Because I feel like it... I feel like it would be easier for me to remember, you know, how many jumps I have left. Yikes. If there were, like, if the character animations were built around the air sliding. So, like, if I had... That was terrible. Why would I do that? I don't know, like more of a Mega Man X style graphic where you've got, like, the dash dust and then some sort of indication of where things are. I can't do that consistently. The upward path is a nickel? Well, I'll go up first. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I forget. Was it this? Yes, that's what it was. Okay, so I need to jump while I'm still in the slide. If I start falling again, I can't do the double jump. That makes sense. Alright, I'm waiting too long, because I'm so used to... This is the other thing that's throwing me off. I'm so used to waiting until I come out of a slide to hit the slide button again. Maybe I'm just slow, but I feel like this really is the kind of mechanic that takes a whole game to develop. That's probably safe. Whee! Oh, so you said... Oh, shoot! Not sure what happened there. That's good, though. So are you saying this? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, and actually, I guess if I'm doing this, I may not even need to ride this the whole time. You probably just, like, jump ahead, right? And see where I land. Shoot! What did I do? Alright, I'm gonna follow this to where it actually wants me to go. I'm trying to catch up on chat as best I can, but it is a wee bit difficult. Okay, Sakugarne downwards instead of following the air path, fine. But I want to see what this... What?! What did I get caught on? Okay. And I'm not even sure about where I'm supposed to be going anymore. Like, am I supposed to be going through here? Okay, I was supposed to go through here. That's good. So what am I going to do? I'm going to wait till this circles back around, and then I'm going to fire up... What? This and keep going right? Not keep going right. I'm supposed to start at the platform and use Sakugarne after the snake leaves, and you go straight down and left to land on the spikes and air slide to the end. Got it, okay. Okay, I see where this is going. Missed it. Yeah, I'm totally confused. I'm just gonna do this the long, boring way because I'm not able to wrap my head around the proper way to do it, even though it's been explained. That is just continues to be wrong. Ugh. And I'm also running out of energy on that. Huh. Now, I got past this before. I'm fairly certain I did beat this stage at one point. And I'm pretty sure I didn't do it the honest waiting around way. Oh, that's the invisible block that's there again that I need to remember is there. Okay. We'll try this again. Right, it's just a gentle pop off. And I will M-tank this. If it actually looks like I'm getting close to being able to do this the way I should be doing. That, I wasn't even hitting the right button there. It didn't work. I don't know, I have no idea how to hit that other platform down there either. Okay, remember the invisible block this time. Sorry, everybody. Shoot! You need to... Well, it's not your fault. There's going to be a delay. It takes me so long that I forget there's that stupid thing there. Okay, Megavile, I don't know if you realize this or not, but a lot of your comments are sounding a little bit... Judgy isn't quite the word that I'm looking for, but it sounds like you're getting a little impatient with me, and I can understand that. But they are coming across as maybe a little harsher. Condescending was the word, oh my gosh, that I was looking for. And I missed it, too. So I appreciate the assistance, but... Because I'm not going to learn how to get this thing to work properly. I'd want to be able to practice in a safe space where I have the time and weapon energy to be able to get good at it, and that's not the case here. Okay, invisible block, don't forget the invisible block. There is an invisible block here, and I'm going to jump over it. I jumped over the invisible block. Hello! Oh gosh, now what? Oh, there, okay. I'm using E-tanks if I have to. I'm not risking not having a checkpoint on this. Yeah, easily the level I dislike most in this game. Sorry. Alright, we're switching costumes. We're gonna see if I have anything left over at the shop. The vast reaches of space, a realm of infinite possibilities and a realm of infinite evil! Why do you keep stalking me? Who even are you anyways? Well, you see who I am in due time, but I'm not stalking you. Excuse me, I am simply trying to help. We live in a world of fear, of paranoia, of worry about the future. Again, you're being awfully melodramatic about a festival that has gone smoothly, without problems. But what if there is something, say, behind the scenes, a collapse of all we know, happening in the shadows? You're really not listening to me, are you? The simulations, so powerful they could possibly even access, say, alternate dimensions? What would happen then? I'll just sit here and let you finish your dumb soliloquy. Absorbing power from alternate dimensions to solve problems, or connect with worlds where things went differently. A world where things developed differently, and, say, robots never really became a thing. Is this the canonical link to the Battle Network series? Or a world where all of this that is happening is just fiction that someone watches play out? I'm starting to lose track of where I was going. I apologize, that was me going off on unrelated tangents. Space, yes, space! Have you noticed the shadow in the sky lately? No, shadow. See, this is why I talk to you. It is a shadow so tiny not many have noticed it. It may look like a star, but it is not nighttime. Be wary, prepared, something terrible might happen soon. Yay! Getting close to the Wily stages, I hope. I wish you would just leave me alone. So, costumes. What do we got? I don't think we unlocked anything new. Probably gonna play as Rocker. Yeah. Yes. Stylish. Makes me wonder why I don't get out more. Cool. So this was fun. I enjoyed playing Rocco-chan, another Mega Man type fan game. This costume must be what all true warriors strive for. So we are off to Tier 4. I don't think I don't have enough for anything at the shop, but I might be able to get something for Nightman at this point, right? Wait. That was wrong. Oh, right, I'm sorry. It was Tier 2 that I'm looking for. Oops. Alright. Buy out the shop. Alright, well, I will save up my monies for that, as much as I can, with, continually buying costumes. Costume! Oh yes, that's right. I remember hearing about that, and we've even talked about that in the chat before. That, you can download your own and add them to the game. So, we'll just talk to Roll and see what this is all about. Oh, is that what this is? Ah! No skins found! We're all skeletons. Alright, so now we're going to Tier 4. Yeah, I will go back and buy out the shop when I have the opportunity to do so. I'm still trying to buy costumes, because that's what people want. But I can start focusing on buying out the shop as well. Tier 4. Okay. And we'll start at the top. Why am I Mega Man? There we go. Whee! Eyes? Maybe I don't want to read you. That's smart. I like that that's been added. Whee! I mean, I'm just continuing to play until I feel like going to bed at this point, really. stay as long as you like. I'm gonna put this up on YouTube when I'm done, as usual. Tier 4 boss. Now, this will be interesting. Yes, so we swapped out the Scorchmen. I told you! My weapon system is way better than yours! How did you possibly think? I think this is probably the same dialogue from last time. Oh no! The text is spilling off the window. So, this is good. I like that we found another Scorchman. Because the creator of the previous Scorchman that was used was not approached for the use of that character, and he did not approve. So this sounds an amicable solution. Whoops! Straightforward enough. Combine with fusion! This is beautiful, by the way. That one Scorchman has taken all the heat. Fun. 51st, Trainman 2177WS, Enhanced Mobility. Boing. So this is good. I approve of there being a diversity of skins in the game. Especially having more females in the male-dominated Mega Man series. Oops. I was standing a little too far forward, I guess. That was terrible. I keep doing that. Ba-da-ba. Yeah, no need to overhype Wily 4 for me. I'll get to it eventually. 52nd, Yoshi Adam, poorly named level. Right. I'm gonna give this a chance, but I will not hesitate to use the skip teleporter. In part because I've already played these stages, so if I'm not having fun with the stage, or if I'm having difficulty with the stage even though I'm still enjoying it enough, I will consider a skip. Oh, I know there's another element there. I have to come back to a bunch of these stages anyhow, so... I would rather get through more stages than keep going back for ones I've already beaten. Although this might be a better time to go back and finish off that stage, because I'll at least remember which path I've already taken. Remember, I am playing this for my own entertainment. Right, and I did that wrong. So as long as it's fun for me, I'm going to keep doing it. It's no longer fun for me. I'm going to skip this one. Now, I remember this being a very challenging part to get through. That's fine. I did make a serious attempt at it the first time I played through this, but I don't think I need to go through and do it again. You're right. Whoops. 53rd, Dylan Labiak, Shovel Knight. I've now played Shovel Knight, so I'm going to read all this again and see if it makes... Please don't say me Yacht Club games. See if this makes any more sense to me. The stage is a series of mini-challenges using the aesthetics from Shovel Knight. So this is going to sound heretical. I don't actually like the Shovel Knight soundtrack as much as everybody else. Like, I like it, it's fine, but it... I don't know, it sounds more... I normally like chiptune stuff, but it just... I think it sounds too chiptuney for me. Which is bizarre, because I very, very rarely say that about anything. But it just tends to come across more as... noise in a lot of sections. Like, this music is good. I like this. Oh, I must have missed a thing. But I don't know, something about it just, there's a little too much going on. And I tend to like layered, complex music. Like, again, the later X games. Really enjoy those. And those have layered, complex soundtracks, but I don't know. I just need to be a man of unpopular opinions. Gotta keep that up somehow. Not liking all the mainstream stuff that everybody else loves, that's me. So yeah, I appreciate more what this was going for. And I think this stage so far kind of captures the essence of the general types of gimmicks that are in here. Not necessarily the same style of level design, but it, you know, at least feels convincingly enough. Because the gimmicks, like the bouncy things there, are right on. Right before the exit, the chain is a ladder. Good to know. I'll need to come back and play a bunch of stages anyhow, so... My gems, my vessel, my ocean, your very presence tarnishes. Don't know if I'm supposed to go down the ladder or not. So we'll see where this goes. Because I don't remember, well, the specifics of this. Right, you're not supposed to go down through here. Oh no, my head fell through the floor again. There we go. Oh, it's so close! I found Shovel Knight to be very, very stressful. Like, there's the pulse-pounding, oh boy, this is challenging, kind of feel, and then there's the kind of, I don't even know if I can make it through this, don't die, don't die, don't die, oh man, I died, kind of feeling. Because even though the challenges in Shovel Knight, I think, are designed pretty well, like there's clear thought put into them, this is no place for the living mortal. Like, it shows thought, good game design, but there's... Right, we're not taking all of you out. But there's so many ways to die instantly Like, I got all of the health grades as early as I possibly could have. All the health upgrades as early as I could have. And outside of maybe a boss fight, I only ever seem to die by getting knocked down a bottomless pit, not from running out of health. And that's really frustrating when you've got a short-range weapon, and yeah, there's like magic and other stuff that you can do. This is fun. But limited magic. And a short-range weapon, and then everything knocks you into bottomless pits, and it's so easy to die instantly in the game, and I think that's what really stresses me out, is that I can prepare so well, and fight enemies so, you know, tactfully and skillfully, and practice so much, but it's just that it's so easy to just suddenly die. 54th, Rad's Power, Orbital Station, and I'm blathering now, it's getting late. I have not played Spectre of Torment yet, I've only played Shuffle of Hopelessness. You know what? I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna give this one shot. And if I end up getting killed or whatever, I will do the skip. But I will at least attempt it. Let's see if this works. Yes! Haha! Take that! I'm sorry, I shouldn't be, you know, so happy about destroying Dr. Light's helper. And my friend! Well, friend as often as, he gives me useful things, which is not all the time. Although it'll be fun going to the shop now to see if he's in one piece. I did not finish Yggdrasil. Good old Iggy. And I may not, Oh, there's Nickel I missed. Well, I'm gonna go back to the skip teleporter to get that. I'm out in space, and my gravity is not different. Oh, you're back! Well, I didn't slash you hard enough. No hard feelings? Ow. I should know better by now. It instantly fires another one at me, but oh well. Yeah, the gravity changes that make no sense here. And I don't think I ever figured out how to get over there to that. What? Oh, right, okay, that's what's going on. They're falling out of the tubes. That's true, he is only a simulation of Eddie. I like that this is treated as a boss. I still got hurt. Whatever. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I don't want to, you know, restart this. I'm just being so lazy! I hope that's actually true, Ren. Nice little Zelda for Game Boy throwback. 55th, the Mega Man 19XDX, Jungle Base. Whatever, you can go do your thing. So how far is everybody in chat into this game? Is everybody... presumably, most people are farther ahead than I am. But have you made it through the whole game yet? Are you still working on it? Are you not even playing and just watching me play? This is a very unremarkable stage, but it's still, you know, straightforward. It's not unfair or anything like that. Just a lot of challenges we've seen before, and a lot of challenges that are sort of similar from one screen to the next. Tara's boycotting her own game. Mega Vile's 100%. Deborah Atlas has not seen too much of this at all. So, I like that we have a mix. That worked! I like that. Oh, now we're getting tricky, are we? Okay, so I actually am taking advantage of having more than 3 shots on the screen at a time. I didn't think I would be able to button mash enough to really make it worthwhile, but it seems to be working. I was kind of expecting me to just casually walk off that platform into oblivion and not realize what I had done. Boom! Boom! Do-do-do-do-do. I did it! Yay! Nope! Cancel! Abort! Stop it! Ha. I tried. Does the Konami code still work on the title screen? Because I tried that, and it didn't seem to work for me. 56th place! Crushman, Neon Man, motion sickness warning. It may make you motion sick, as we've already established, so, oh, and you know what? I've beaten this one already, and played through it, so I will, because I am more curious to get to the Wily stages, and I've already played through these, and I play-tested this one, so I've logged a lot of time on this one. Uh, 57th, The Yellow Grinch, Joe Destruction Co. I'm gonna jump through the platform. It's funny going through these in reverse order from the top to bottom because I don't know, it just is. I have nothing more coherent to say after that, sorry. I wanted something at the end of that. I appreciate that there's a credit here, but oh well. Oh, it was the options menu, not the title screen. Okay. Yes, that does work better. Shipped. Or I don't actually know what that looks like to me. I never think to use Grab Buster because every time I do, it doesn't really do much against the enemy I'm using it on, and I don't know if that's intentional. That the power-up functionality of it sort of outranks the damage output most of the time. Holy cats, Entity! That is crazy impressive. Certainly better than I'm doing right now. Yeesh. Okay, let's see if I can recapture my ability to do basic jumping. I guess that was an interesting way to introduce the walls that deflect the invincible boxes. Yeah, I didn't start sliding soon enough. I figured that was going to drop something on me. That's good, that works. Oh, I imagine that would be good in the pit, Pyro. Let's be safe. So I wonder if the destruction part of the Joe Destruction Co. is me destroying all of the Joes. Whoops! I might, yeah, you know what? I might... If I haven't gotten to the Wily stages by the time I hit Yggdrasil, I might just skip it to hasten along the Wily stages, and then watch somebody else's playthrough. Because even though I am playing this casually for my own... Wow! Even though I am playing this for my own entertainment, you know, I realize that I am live streaming and taking other people's time out of their day. Those that choose to be here. Well, that didn't work very well either. Ba-da-ba. 58th, Bizarre Idea Man, Alien Temple. Let's see if I can do this without taking damage. I really like the look of this. This is super cool. Intruder alert. That's good, I'm hitting something invisible. Hooray. Yay. Hey, I got one! And now, back to the shop. Huh? Why is it so dark all of a sudden? Because you killed Eddie. This is your punishment, eternal darkness. Oh boy! Looks like the world's largest ball of yarn got rolled in some dirt, and then the skull got plastered on the front. I see Wily has his new hideout! Dust off this voice. Attention, citizens! It's me, Dr. Wily, paying your regularly scheduled visit! I'm on a strict budget, so please excuse rather basic entrance, at least comparatively. Take a gander at my newest fortress, the Wily Star 2, with its newest ability to tear apart reality. You, Rako-chan, meet me at the deepest parts of the fortress, or else I'll fire the reality cannon, patent pending. If you can make it up here even more. Sure, reality cannon. Meet me in my lab. I'll try to upgrade Rush like the last time you went to fight in a Wily Star. Oh boy, oh boy. But first, a new costume. Actually, I want to buy the upgrade. I'm totally fine continuing to play as, I forget. I lost my train of thought. Why is there no music? Thank you, Entity. I'm glad you do. Yay. Okay, I will come back soon. Like right now! I have bought everything. Okay, let's run back and fire up the music again, please. It's eerie to have no music here. Rako-chan, I just detected a force field around the Wily Star. It's specifically made to repel Rush, presumably because of last time. Or maybe because we didn't want to program it. No, I'm poking fun. I'm sure you're putting so much effort into programming everything for this game. And I most likely don't have the materials to build a new spaceship in time. You may need to rethink things a bit. You just never want to leave me alone, do you? Who might you be? A friend of Rako-chan. No, he's not. If you'd let me talk, you'd be greatly satisfied. I have insider info. I know what can get past the barrier, but we need the power of the energy elements. Well, I do have a bunch. Good. I'm sure you know how energy elements can power devices, given Gamma, the last festival, etc. But enough of them. When left to their own devices, can cause violent reactions. Now you may think, what does this even have to do with getting there? We can use the energy elements to create a super spaceship to get there. Now hold on, why would they create a spaceship? They're not sentient, are they? I'm not sure, but sometimes it almost seems like they have a mind of their own. I've worked with them before, they always seem to know what you want. Either way, there's no harm in giving it a shot. Just release the energy elements out and see what happens. I guess? Good to know that I will be stuck with the costume throughout the duration of Wily Star. That worked? You were right! So I was. I'm beginning to understand these more now. But yes, with this bike, you can make it to Wily's castle. Wily's force field won't detect it. Wow, astonishing. I have to research this. Morocco-chan! Be safe, good luck! Once you go after Wily, you won't be able to come back until he's defeated. So, if you have any simulations you want to check out before you leave, feel free to do so. I'm sure that we have a bit of time. Well, I am curious, but I'm not going to be able to just stop playing the Wily stages, right? So, I want my music back. Okay, good. Music back. Alright, so what I'm actually going to do, although this hurts me to do so, is I think I'm going to doodle around in the tiers a little bit more and then go off to the Wily stages the next stream. Anything I can buy? Oh! Okay. I could go back to one that I've already played, but I'm going to save up my money for more. Oh, I can stop mid-fortress if I want? Cool. Then I will try out the, I will try out the first level. Get out of my way, Metal Man! I want to go inside! I will try out the first stage then. And then probably call it a night. Oh, I have to do it. I can stop mid-fortress if I want is not the same as I have to do it in one go. Progress in the Wily Star is automatically saved, and you can return to these levels at any time. I am so confused. I am getting mixed signals here. Progress is saved, I can leave at any time, but also I have to do it in one go. What does that mean? What is actually the case? Okay, I'm gonna exit out of this. Oh, I can't exit out of this. I see. Music sounds a little loud. Alright, well obviously I'm not gonna finish all of this tonight. I can return to them after beating them. Oh good, we can use other things here too. Saves your progress in the fortress, and you can reload your save file and pick back up mid-fortress, but you can't exit the fortress and go back to the hub. Oh, okay. I understand now. That makes much more sense. Alright, so I am okay with being able to pick this up next session and keep going through the fortress, because I don't really have anything else that I need to do out there. The only real thing was changing, the only other thing was changing, costumes, but I'm perfectly fine playing as Rocco-chan for longer. I was just confused, and I don't know if it's because I wasn't reading clearly enough, or because it's late and I'm not processing things right, or because I was getting what seemed to be mixed information from chat and what was on the screen. But I was not comprehending what the actual deal was with this. Okay. So I don't need to defeat the fortress all in one go. It's just that until I have beaten it, I can't return to the hub. That's different. And yeah, I can see, you know, I don't know what other challenges lie ahead, but playing as Joe would be totally fun also. And no spoiling things for me, people. I'm hearing little "if you know what I means" in chat there, and I'm like, no, none of that, please. Because I don't know what you mean, and I don't want to know what you mean. Oh, this is not good, but of course that's the weapon that works. Oh, that's fun. Oh gosh. You know what? I'm gonna stick with the tried and true method of not doing that. Oh, I wish wire worked. That would have been good. So this is fun. This does remind me of all of the space shooters I've played. I do enjoy space shooters. I should probably play one on stream at some point. I'm not perfectly good at them, but I enjoy them! Excellent. I'm just expecting those to kill me instantly. Come on. Yes! Excellent. Oh, that's not where I wanted to be. I thought I could kind of get between them. I was not paying close enough attention like that. Cool. That was fun. Beady boo. Now, I enjoyed Pyro's first Wily stage in the last contest game, so let's see how this one goes. And then when I clear this one, assuming I do understand correctly that I can pick this back up where I left off the next time, I will call it a night. Nice. Smart. I'm glad we're using this like this. And I like that we're revisiting some of the, I forget if you can crawl through. Yeah, you can. I like that we're revisiting some of the contest entry challenges here. Music choice is cool. Oops! Trying to hit the jump button, it did not work! Where's the music from? Because I like this style of music, this instrument set. In addition to this being a good kind of groove for this kind of stage. Oh, goodbye! Oh, sneaky. This is tricky, but I like it. Just to be extra sure about what I'm doing. Oh gosh! I did not think about what I was going to do after that! Oh, boo. This is super tricky. This is making me really... This is making me get a feel for the timing of something like I haven't had to do since an official Mega Man game. Because this really, even though it is a familiar gimmick, it is a completely different type of gimmick. Oh, of course, you're invincible. Oh! But, what was I saying? Yeah, that I need to relearn the timing. I don't know what I'm saying with this, I'm just focused on playing right now. Oops. But those are good. Those are the kinds of pulse-pounding challenges that, like, I know I can do this, I just gotta time it right, practice a little bit, like that Donkey Kong Country kind of mentality. You know, take as much time as you want, size up the situation, and then go for it! And that's such a thrill when the water drops out from under you and you're like, oh, I'm falling now! Oh! Oh, I act like I'm gonna be shooting at them or something. No, this is solid. I like this. Yeah, this is just the right amount of nerve-wracking for me. Oh my gosh! Oh, we're really doing this now. Okay, this one I will be safe with. Oh, so that's what the clankety clank is all about. My heart's beating pretty fast right now, but it's the good kind of excitement here. Ah! Although I am hoping that the stage ends soon. I'm gonna die if I don't tank it right here. Because I don't know if I can sustain this for too much longer. I was trying to jump out of the way. Holy cats! Nice. Fun. Whew. That was satisfying. Oh, man. Thank you. What are the holograms in this engine? I'm not sure actually what we're referring to specifically. Oh, are you talking about the little circles there that we picked up at the end? Those are the energy elements. Well, I'm too pumped up to stop now. Although, actually, I'm going to pause for a second and ask if my wife would like to join me, because she hasn't seen any of the Wily stages yet, so hang tight for a second. What's that? She's not enjoying her Monster Hunter quest. Here we go. The light bulbs from Shadow Man, that's what we were talking about. Okay. Oh, I know everybody's gonna fall asleep eventually. What? Uh-oh. Things are disabled. That means I need to do this the right way. Well, the right way to do it is surviving, really. Huh. Might have been a little bit of lag there, but I feel like I didn't... You know, I hit a ceiling that didn't look like it was there. Okay. And everything's filled back up, which is good. And what's the music for this one? Wow. I did not think I walked that far. Fine, I will use the defensive utility through there. That's really distressing. This is definitely one of the latest live streams I've ever done. The absolute latest was still the 2012 Megathon. Buddy Dash Jump and I played through Mega Man 1 through 10, starting at like 8 or 9 in the morning and ending at like 2 a.m., I think. Oi. And as of now, it's midnight and a half. Oh, that's bad. But yeah, unless this one ends with my heart pounding super hard like the last one, I think I'll probably stop after this. Some tricky count bomb usage there. Oh, goodbye! There, jump quickly. Got it. There, jump quickly. Oh gosh, and I don't have wheel cutter. So goodbye to me. Oh good, that's a great place for a checkpoint. Oh, you don't have a pixel step animation either. That's terrible, I can do better than that. There we go. Yeah, okay. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll nudge myself to the edge so I'm already at the very edge of the platform when I start that jump. That's what I'll do. Get shunted through that. Yes, I am officially getting a little weary. So I should, no matter what, call it after this game. After this, whatever. Still not far enough! Wow! I feel like that's a little harsh, having that ceiling there. Like, it's tricky enough to have the fast jump that you need to immediately jump from one platform to the next, and you don't have any utilities to help you along. But having that ceiling there makes that jump just a smidge trickier than I feel like it should be. Good! I appreciate that these enemies are getting some use. Oh! Wasn't looking at the pattern there. Okay. Oops. That was terrible, too. Come on. Pull it together. I feel like this is kind of a waste of a room with the springs here, because you can just stand at the edge and shoot everything that is shootable. Okay. So we're going to watch this time. This is where we go. Oh, was not quite fast enough. That was a good, tricky place for it. You're going to be a problem. Probably for the best that they were changed from spikes. I feel like you probably could have put, you know, maybe an invincible enemy in there or something. Something that wouldn't kill you instantly, but could still hurt you, like the, I forget what they're called, but the little buoys from Waveman stage. Make them invincible, put them in the hole there might be good, even though they wouldn't necessarily fit thematically with the stage. Oh well, there's always room for more bees. Actually, there's... How do I get to wire? I give up. Surprise cat. Nope. Another one of those blocked by the ceiling jumps. Okay, good. We'll ignore the power-up over there. I think I would have liked to have seen a little more variation in the big eye challenges there. Oh, okay. Probably do that. Can I jump straight up from there? Not quite. Hello. My wife C-Saber is back. We're on Wily stage 2. And playing as Rocco-chan from the fangame Rocco-chan. She explodes.
You're having about as much success as I did.
Oh, I have to do all this all over again.
Do you have
They have been disabled. Have wire adapter. That worked. That's true, Sakagarne on that Yoku block puzzle would probably be a good idea. Oh no, again with the ceilings. There's an easy way out of this room. Dying is the easiest way, really. I'm not able to focus on chat as much, so feel free to read anything, any questions or anything.
They're saying it's not the ceilings, it's the
No, that definitely felt like me hitting my head when I was trying to jump.
Well, you jumped from the back. You did hit your head, but
well, I got caught on the farthest right nub, if I recall correctly. Oh wait, I have an idea. This might actually work. Yes, that will work.
They thought it was short enough to not be able to.
What am I missing?
What is he missing?
Okay.
Oh, I think they were responding.
Got it, okay. So I think I'm gonna make a run for it. Checkpoint, please. What? Ow.
It's a spooky boss for Hana. have just used that.
Oh, I guess I could have done that.
Is that this entire Wily stage? You could have used Sakagami. Oh yeah, I forgot that
Well,
existed.
not necessarily, because getting the key was the most challenging part, and that I feel like it would have made it more difficult. What am I doing? To use Sakagane to get up to the key. But once I have the key, casually killed by bees.
You can apparently shoot this boss from the
Fun. Okay. Oh, it was a solid boss. I should go to sleep.
Yes, it is like... Well, no, it's Saturday.
Yeah, but I
So
should
you
go
don't
to
have
sleep.
to be up for work.
No, but I would like to be awake for church in the morning, and I kind of want to go to sleep. And we said we can't exit. And I can feel myself getting a little bit tired, so if there's anything stressful or anything like that, I can tell that I'm going to get worn out. So, we're going to stop here. We're actually going to stop this stream. But thank you for joining me, especially people who have been here since the very beginning. Okay, so if you missed any part of this, which most of you probably did, it'll be up on YouTube within a few days. And if you're watching this on YouTube, follow me on Twitter or Twitch, the T one, and you can watch me play this live and fumble over my words. Hooray! So anyhow, everything's up in front of you. You've got links. You know what you're doing. So thanks for joining. See you next time. Bye!